treat when real players meet. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all
Always.
already know what it is. Hit the sub, leave a comment, make sure you like so my shit get in the algorithm. Man, what it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Introduce yourself, man, and we're gonna take it from there, man.
Man, this big Bob man. Let's talk about the shy. Catch me on IG at Big Bob 31.
You already know, man. It's your little brother from KC, man. Red Pill Crip. Tap in TikTok, Facebook, John C. Reynolds, YouTube, Red Pill Crip. Y'all know what time it is.
You dig, you dig. How y'all doing tonight, man? What's the word, man?
Man, good, bro.
Man,
Man,
FanDuel done ruined my weekend. Goddamn it, shit, I'm hurting right now.
man,
What
it'll
the
happen. It'll happen if you let it. God damn it.
if you bet on the Ravens, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm just saying that right now.
Hmm.
No, you know what? I actually took KC and the points. Right,
Uh-huh.
that's not the game that messed me up though. So it was the Packer Cowboy game that messed me up.
Oh shit. Man, they go back and forth so much, bro. It ain't no real consistency with nobody this year except like the Bills and shit. And
Eagles.
it's dangerous. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Yeah, Eagles and the Bills, but everybody else is a toss up. You feel me?
Yeah,
Hmm
man. I don't know too much about football, god damn it, but I saw a clip earlier today where it was some college game or something that the FanDuel rigged. Like they had a on the bet or something, they had a plus 6.5 or some shit.
Mhm.
Oh,
And the
so
team
yeah,
and the
I,
team was up. You saw that shit? And then the
yeah. So
motherfucking quarterback hiked the ball and ran it back and got a safety on himself.
Yeah, that
that
shit.
that messed me up on Saturday because I do all Saturday college games, right? And people don't realize Indiana been putting up like 40 plus points all season. So I looked at the over under. I said, yeah, I'm taking over because Indiana ain't playing. They play Iowa, but the spread was like 6.5, and on the final play of the game, the score was 20-13. So they had the under. So everybody who had rigged for the over, which is the theme right now in college football, they was already under the points. Indiana was on the money line. So, but you look at the points, the quarterback get the ball right. It's like 3 seconds left. He sprints 40 yards back and gets the safety.
40 yards.
Yes, all he had to do
40
was just
yards.
when the time expired, he was at the 20-yard line. All he had to do was fall down, and you know it was cool. But the people that took the points would have won the bet. He took it all the way to the end zone. They win by 5 points. So now, if you bet at the spread, you lost that bet.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it happen when I think it was Green Bay. They was like it was 1.1 billion on the line,
Yeah.
and the
Uh
nigga
huh.
had gave up some yards to make sure that the parlay didn't hit or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, some clown ass goofy shit.
Facts.
That
What's
shit
it,
was crazy.
what's the name of that movie? Y'all remember the Last Boy Scout? Remember when in the opening movie when that nigga ran through the field and shot all the players when he was running in to get the touchdown?
Nah, I ain't
Yeah.
seen that.
That
Yeah.
shit
That,
was
that dude, that was Billy Blanks.
yeah, Billy Blanks. Yep, it
Man,
was
they got all
him.
kind of they got all kind of movies with them taking bribes. Man, you got Blue Chips.
Oh yeah,
You
Blue
got
Chip.
Last Boy Scout. Yeah, you
Oh
got a
yeah,
whole bunch of movies with them doing cricket, man. So
yep. What you got though, Marl, man? What up? What we talking about, man? I
Man,
apologize for falling
I didn't
asleep.
put together no clips, man. I actually wanted to talk about two subjects that's real sensitive, and I don't know. I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way with this conversation, but I wanted to have it just on some real shit to see, how people feel about the topic. I know it's a sensitive topic, and I know a lot of people believe in what they believe in, but like I really been thinking about just having a real conversation about religion, do y'all think that religion hold on, let me get these people in real fast. Okay, everybody in, what's going on, y'all?
Peace.
It's
What's
a
good? What's
damn
good?
stranger in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Vita, I'm glad you can make it, man. Cal, I'm glad you can make it, bro.
Hey man, shit. I'm glad
Likewise.
y'all let me on.
And I'm
Yeah.
glad Vita's showing her face today. That's
I
another thing.
know. Who is Vita? Who is this
Y'all doing
person?
too much. Look, cause Jamal called me out. Look, I tried to tell him, let me stay off camera. He like, lies, get your ass out of here and get on camera. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you gotta get on camera, man. Well, you gotta sell your face. You
Hey V,
don't
she got she
you
got that
try to
hair.
hide and shit.
She got that hair slicked back and look like she put some kiwi on her forehead. She good,
I
man. You
did,
know.
I did. I said I ain't gonna look a fool today. Let me at least do my edges.
Right.
It looks
so
nice. It looks
so
nice.
tonight I want to talk about, do you think that it makes more sense to be religious or spiritual or vice versa? That's what I want to talk
Ooh,
about.
Oh, I could go
ooh.
so deep on that.
So you know, a lot of people fall into religion. And I did a little research on it. I didn't know that it was 4,700 religions, right?
Yes, and
Right.
here.
That's a lot of religions with a lot of people thinking that they know the way to the creator. You know what I'm saying? Um, Me personally, I'm not into the religion so much. You know, I was a Christian. I read the Bible, and I believe in certain things, but as a collective whole, I don't take it in as being like a literal thing. Um,
Tell him you was a whole pastor.
Yeah, they know that already, you know. But you know,
Okay.
I did, you know, I did a lot of things that the Bible say, you know, study to show thyself approval, and I studied and I found my own understanding, which might be a lot different from a lot of people's understanding, and I'm okay with that, you know. Where it comes in, it just seemed like a lot of religious people condemn you for not believing what they believe. Like I feel like we talked about this on Red Pill channel yesterday when I was
Okay, Red
explaining
Pill.
to the lady, like there are different, like when women say I want a God fearing man, right? And I asked her, like, what kind of God fearing man do you want? Because you have to be specific when you talk about wanting a God fearing man. Because if you read the Bible, there were different types of men who were God fearing. You had men that were murderers that were God fearing. You had men that were polygamists that were God fearing. You had men that were faithful, God fearing. You had men that were stand up, God fearing. So, like all of us, like when we come into this thing about religion, all of us, I feel like, have our own individual way of how we understand it based upon how we grew up. And I think that a lot of people try to put a certain definition on what they feel like it should be, when you should have your own relationship with the creator. You know, you should, I feel like I shouldn't have to live my life the way you feel like I should live, because that's your fucking testimony. That's not mine. You know, people who grew up different from me have a hard time um understanding some of the points that I make. And I understand that because you haven't seen certain things that I've seen. So we're gonna look at the world different. And so I want to know, like, what do y'all feel about that?
Man, yeah. Anybody want to go first?
I got a lot to say about it, but I could sum it up. Y'all know I'll be long winded, but
Go ahead, do your thing.
Go ahead, Vita.
You
okay,
overdue
cool.
anyway.
Phoebe Boo.
Sorry I'm
Oh,
late. How y'all doing?
good boo. All
What's going
right,
on,
well I
Phoebe?
say you doing right for religion. I'm on with you, Ma. Religion is a man made thing. It's more what man created for to have power and authority over other men or convince them that hey, this is how you should live your life. This is what you should do every week at this time in this way. Check these boxes and da 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 da. But religious is like the foundational basis to spirituality because it's made to be religion is like for you to take it literal. But even in the Bible, you cannot take that stuff literal because it just plain and simple will not make sense. It contradicts itself. So you can't take it literal. And Christ is a consciousness. So it's a consciousness that is reached based on by way of you bearing your own cross, by you bearing your own testimony through your own life, through your own relationship with God. And the Christ consciousness is really knowing that you are God. Now, not to say you are the most high God, people should worship you as a god, but you are a god in your own right. I did a video on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. It's down now because I forgot they take it off after 30 days. But I did a video saying you are God and you the devil, which means you have a lower self and you have a higher self. So the lower self is the ego, the higher self is the Christ consciousness. So if you're fearing God, you're fearing yourself, you're fearing your own power. You are the universe, which means uni, which means one. Verse is by word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God, and the word was with God. So therefore, you are your word. You are eating of your flesh and drinking of your blood. Every single time that you speak, that you think, that you make a choice, that you do anything, you get in a relationship, all of that is a reflection of your self-worth and you knowing who you are to create your own reality. Nobody else is doing that over you. Now, if you can give the power up, and when you give the power up, you get tormented, which is hell. Right? You give it up. It's hell because you think doing shit like voting is gonna dictate your life, or going to a church every week is gonna change your life. No, it's by way of your impartation of the higher self, Holy Spirit, that comes into you, impart and give you the knowledge and the game to move about. Now you can sacrifice things like fasting and you know just praying 5 times a day, whatever it is that you and yourself want to do, and to get impartations where you can, where every move is like a W. But we have to also understand bad is good, good is bad. All things happen for the greater glory of God, which means what? If you know you the God of your life, God don't sob over the bad that's happening. God said in the Bible, I created all the good and I created evil. So that's saying if you made in God's image, you do both. God said for you to subdue the earth, the fowl of the seed of the air, the fish of the sea. So that means anything in between and go fruitful and multiply. That don't just mean children. That means with your will, with your
Now,
creation, with your
do
destruction.
you believe in heaven and hell?
That is a mindset. It's a
No, I'm asking you
mindset.
like the actual place, like when you leave here, you going to heaven or
So
hell.
the firmament, so in the Bible it talks about the firmament. So the heavens exist, but they don't exist like it's told. They do exist. And the hell is Sheol, which is still is actually beings that live down under in the underworld, and they do come out and they do have powers. This is what they call, the government calls aliens. So it talks about these things. It's so codified, but you understand it based on your going in yourself, your own universe, and going. That's where you get the game on what all this stuff really mean. So this is what y'all hearing is 27 years now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? No, I'm just saying. I'll be saying like,
Anybody else got something to say towards that?
You know what? I think as it applies today, you have more people that are religious than spiritual. Because what Vita just said, in terms like when you believe in one thing and it's all on one accord, you wouldn't have multiple religions, which is man made. So I do agree with her on that part. The problem I have with certain religions is their interpretation of the word. Okay. And so like if you got 6 people here, we can read the same book and all interpret it 6 different ways. Okay.
Based
But the
upon how you grew up, based upon your life
yeah, so
experiences. Your life
right.
experiences shape the way you think.
And that's why I'm always saying, you know what? It applies a lot to today because it impacts you. It makes up your being on every level in life, professionally, personally, romantically. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I tend to be more of a spiritual person because I know what's right, I know what's wrong. Okay. That's all I need to go off of. Right. And so when you know the thing between right and wrong, and you give advice or you're a confidant or anything like that, you understand spiritually. I can't have all the good without the bad. I can't have the wealth without being poor. You know what I'm saying? Religion to tell you, all right, don't take no shit from nobody. Don't put up with this. And that you're supposed to be given these things, or like you're like it's there for you to claim, but you have to go through the fire to get to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? And that's the message that get lost. Like you have to go through a certain journey to evolve spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that
I
that's
think
like
that I think a very key point in the Bible is study to show thyself approval. Because here's the thing, right? Now I know I can probably say about and stand on this at about 90 to 95% of the time that I probably know a little bit more about the Bible than y'all on this panel. I read it a bunch of times, and every time I read it, I got a different understanding. Um, so when you go to people to teach you how to interpret, they're going to tell you what they figured out. You got to read and figure out what you can get from this shit, because I don't want to steer a lot of people away from me, man, but I'm at a point right now where I don't really believe in none of this shit. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I just don't believe in religion. I don't believe in none of this savior shit. I don't believe in none of this shit. I just don't believe it. I've had battles with myself. I've been down the road where I've been tested a lot, and I've definitely, for those who probably watching don't know that I was a pastor, so I was deep in my word. And I got to a point in my life where it seemed like my belief was superseding my common sense. Um, and my common sense is something that I can't steer away from. You know, when shit just ain't making sense, it just ain't making sense. You just can't tell me to believe and have faith. It just don't make sense, right? And a lot of times I've actually sat down and spoke to God, and I don't believe in a God. I believe in a creator, because if we call, like Vita said, if we call ourselves gods, then the person that made us can't be what we are. He, she, or it, or whatever it is, got to be way more powerful, because of the fact that now that I've lived life experiences, and on top of that, I've dibbled and dabbed into science. So science and my experiences in life have shaped the way I think and how I believe certain things now. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, just giving y'all a little taste of some shit, right? So jellyfish and crabs, shrimps, and bottom feeders clean the ocean, right? If they wasn't made, we couldn't eat nothing out the ocean,
Facts.
right? Who made that shit? How did you know we needed that? Right? On top of that, I learned that when a tree grows, there is bacteria in the dirt that kills trees. But there's also a, a mechanism in the dirt that kills trees.
That's fighting the bacteria.
You see
Yep.
what I'm saying? Who made that shit? So I would never sit there and try to put myself on the same level as a creator, because I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yes, we are gods within ourselves. That's what I believe. Because at the end of the day, the reason why I feel like we're gods is because we have ultimately the same powers as the God that most people believe in. We can take life, we can give life, we can judge life, we can help people, we can bless people, we can take away from people. This is the same power, and you know, the same powers that a God that most people believe in. But then when you start understanding science, it get deeper than that. You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
It's like
so
it's shit that you can't even explain. So it's like it's got to be something greater. So I was at the point in my life where I didn't believe in God at all. I had damn near became an atheist. But then when I started getting to science, I'm like, just because we can't explain it, don't mean that it's not there,
That's a
right?
fact.
Because of the fact that we have evidence that shows of things like I just mentioned. This shit don't come from out of nowhere. It
Yep.
comes from somewhere. Something or somebody, we like to argue over is him, is Is her? Is it? We don't know because whatever this creator is hasn't spoke for itself. So initially speaking logically, we don't know what it is.
Hey, can I
All we
tell you?
do is run with the he. God is a he. We don't know, to be honest, right? And
So
so that's one thing that I haven't let go of because of that fact. But far as the saviors, and now don't get me wrong, reading the Bible gives you a lot of good things to live by, but it also gives you a lot of fucked up shit. And I realize that a lot of us as people, we take the good and we don't think about the bad shit that God did in the Bible. This God y'all believe in, he killed millions of people. But you
Who he
love to
was
call
treacherous.
motherfuckers the devil, and the devil ain't killed nobody. If you
Nobody.
read the Bible, you know this. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying?
you know, you
The
know,
Correct.
devil ain't killed one person in the Bible, but God has sanctioned many men to kill babies, innocent people,
Women,
all kinds of shit. So now, with your
virgins.
common sense, you get to thinking like, "Damn, what's going on here?"
hey,
Because like the pastors preach all the time, God is a jealous God. God, why would a God be
To
jealous of
be
you?
jealous. Why the
Hey,
fuck would that be? Right. That's
What?
religion.
Right? Why would he
hey,
be
so
jealous of you? Because, and here's the thing, right? Even after that, because I am a Virgo, so I critically think like a motherfucker. I overthink, right? So if we look at the story of when the devil got sent out of heaven. He was initially sent out of heaven because he wanted to be like God. What father don't want his son to be like him?
yeah.
it's true.
See
Hey,
what I'm saying?
and
So
also on the text, man, I got in trouble a lot when I was a kid, and I was in the church like 6 days a week. My mom was still in the church, and she dragged me all the time. I got my ass beat a lot. I had to read the Bible. I think a lot of people, a lot of religious people, what I found out was ask them if they ever read the Bible from cover to cover, and none of them will tell you that they haven't read it from cover to cover. What they get is maybe a few scriptures, and I think it's like I believe the pastor in the church only gives them half truths because they only read a couple scriptures out of the chapter instead of reading the full body. If you read the full body of the text, it contradicts of what that preacher says on the pulpit. I think our perception that we get wrong is also, let me say this, because it's like going into the question I was going to ask was like, what's your stance on like the religion and science? Do you think that like it should be? To me, I got it. I feel like they science and religion is shouldn't be separated. They all the same thing. It's how we interpret it. Like what y'all say is like we cannot read a body of text but get a different take out of all of it. And that's how we get into like when we talk about God, when we talk about, we always say like one God, and that one God came from Akhenaten back then when they was talking about the God of the sun and stuff. But other people worship multiple gods in different religions. And then you listen to how they interpret it, we all explain the same group of people, but in different ways because everybody's separated. You ever had that circle? You put 30 people in a circle and you whisper something in somebody's ear, and by the time it got back to you, it was something that was completely different. And
Telephone.
when so like when you have a group of people that separated and went to different regions of the world, they start to tell their own version of the story, and they tell it in a way that's more like, saying that's more, they tell it in a gossip juicy kind of way, like this kind of happened, but it changes per person. And then when we talk about El and Elohim is in plural as of gods instead of one God. uh and then like even like the what they always try to teach us before, it's like when they was talking about the devil, they talk about Lucifer, Satan. They was always talk about this red person, the person of fire, when Lucifer, Satan, was his person that was their best musician, a person from what I got to looking at some things to where like they said instead of the horns coming out of the head, it was French horns that was coming out of his chest to play music. That's where, like it's a lot of stuff that's got that get misinterpreted. And if we read,
a lot of people say the devil shit, man. But me personally, I don't believe in no devil. I don't believe in none of that shit. So like
yeah,
the reason why is because when you get to a point where you are in control of what you think, how you feel, how you move, right? You start thinking, right? And y'all can probably attest to this. when it's time for any situation in your life, you have one voice that say do it, and you have one voice that say don't do it. Where is the devil at? That's your fucking conscience. That's your
Conscious. Yeah.
God-given conscience telling
Correct.
you. So I
Come on,
feel like
First Timothy.
the evil and the good is within you. But the
You.
thing about
Correct.
it is, what makes us a God is we have a choice. See,
Yeah.
this is why I say that we are gods on this earth, because any other animal or species on this earth has to abide by the law of what they came from. Humans can bend the law. This is what makes us gods. You have men can be women. You have women can be men. If you want to be a deer, you can be a deer. If you want to be a devil, you can be a devil. I've seen plenty of people with they get implant horns and shit. We can define the laws of nature. This is what makes us gods on this earth, right? So
Mhm.
when people talk about when they mention like a god and everything, like I just have a different perspective on it, because I don't believe in a lot of things that a lot of people believe in, like when people say don't question the Bible or don't question things, right?
Lie.
The book of Proverbs preach it talks solely against that. It says the book of Proverbs talks about the wise man and the fool. And it
Yeah.
says that only a fool believes what people tell them. For only a wise man will investigate and find the truth.
Right.
Right? How did most people find religion? Their grandma told them. Nobody never reached and thought to let me find this for myself. And that's when things got a little bit more different for me, when I start actually sitting my ass down and reading this shit. It's definitely hard to understand, but it takes an extensive amount of time to actually read this book. And I'm not going to say get an understanding, I'm going to say get your understanding,
Yeah.
because everybody is different. Just like for me, right? By me reading the Bible, I can point out several things that make Christianity look like nothing because I read it,
Mhm.
right? And if
Mhm.
I bring this certain point up, it leaves everybody who's in the Christian faith at a halt. They look stupid because they ain't
Right.
never, like, when I was a pastor, this is what made me step down from the pulpit. When I started seeing shit in the Bible that wasn't making sense, and I started asking people who were 60 years in, I'm talking about senior pastors, they got big ass churches. And they telling me I ain't never even seen. How the fuck you been preaching for 60 years and you ain't never seen this? So it's obvious to me that, see, what it is this. I saw the play. The play is this. Everybody who's been to church can say this as a collective. 100% of people can say this. It's been a
Mhm.
time when you went to church and you felt like the pastor was just talking right to you.
Yeah,
How many
facts.
people felt that?
A lot.
Oh, oh yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. Right? This is a
Mhm.
tactic. Most black
Psychology.
people, most black people who go to church only go when they're broken or they're hurt or they're going through some shit, right?
Mhm.
Me as a pastor, I know this. So this is one universal message to bring everybody up and uplift them because they're broken. This is why it sounds like he's talking to you, because you are broken, and all I got to do is preach something about look to the hills from it cometh your help.
Hey,
Wait on God.
hey, Mac
And you're
Mar.
going to be like, ooh, you're going to feel that shit because you're going through some shit.
But
Most people that when they life turn around and they get on their feet, they start skipping church
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because they ain't hurt no more.
But
Shit, it felt like God didn't finally deliver.
you
So now they don't go. But as
you
soon
gonna
as they go through some shit, here they come. So my job as a pastor is to work on your emotions, which will make you give me your money.
damn. So it ain't. Are you saying that most pastors are not genuine, or they just
No,
know?
Correct.
95% of pastors are not genuine.
That's crazy.
Correct. More than
I'll tell
that.
you this. If
'Cause
your pastor has a big church, he's not genuine.
Super
no.
church, a big. What
Okay?
they call them?
Mega
If he
church.
has a bit, and I know a lot,
Mega.
because a lot of people live and die by their past. I get it. I ain't trying to have no pastor war with nobody. All I'm saying is I was a pastor myself, and I was behind those doors that most of y'all never seen. And when you get behind them doors, because what happened with my situation is, my situation was I was handsome, I was appealing, and people listened to me. So they used that to build a church. And I didn't see it. See, this is how I got involved because I took it too serious. So
Mm-hmm.
now when I get into a certain point, I'm looking at them like, hold on, we don't supposed to be doing this. And I start questioning up authority. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? This ain't what we supposed to be doing. We supposed to be doing this. This is what the words say. So once they brought me in that room and showed me, hey, look, just go along with the program, get paid, and shut
That's
chill.
crazy.
You feel me? Not in those words, but I got the idea. You feel me?
Yeah.
For me, for me, it was like I'm too genuine as a person to lie to people. I can't
To
sit
fake
in no
them.
church and sit there
Correct.
because people were coming to me with their problems, like, Pastor, pray for me. You know what I'm saying? And they were crying and they were seriously, genuinely hurt. I can't look
Mm-hmm.
at that. I wasn't built like that. Okay, I
Correct.
don't give a fuck what nobody else do. I'm not built like that. I cannot look you
Mhm.
in your eye and see you going through some shit and know I'm lying and keep lying. I can't
Facts.
do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I just can't
Correct.
do it. That shit was
Correct. Good job,
crucifying
Ma.
me.
That's your consciousness. Good job. Come
But
That's
through, God.
God right there. That's
Come through,
God.
but but
God.
but but that's what I'm saying. Like I started feeling guilty, like I was
Yeah,
crucifying myself.
you
And
was.
people was like, Pastor, why you ain't coming to church? Why you missed last week and then you missed another week and then you? I'm like, man, I'm just telling people I'm dealing with something with myself. I just need some time, you know.
Now, I'm not
Um,
one of them. I'm not one of
He
them.
couldn't.
but
He
but
couldn't
but
say
but
that
at the
though.
same time, I can't put them on Front Street and make them seem like they
Correct.
bad people because they
'Cause-
already got their motion. They already got churches
Yeah.
going. They brought me into this shit. So
Right.
I'm not finna do that. But what I'm gonna do, because I felt like this. If I'm gonna go to hell, at the time I believed in hell. If I'm gonna go to hell, I'll take my motherfucking self. I'm not
Correct.
going with you.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I'm not going with
Yeah.
you. I'll
You know
take
what?
Let,
myself.
let me
Hey,
respond to the original
go ahead. Go
question
ahead. Go
real
ahead. Go
quick.
ahead.
So I think religion and spirituality is to build a foundation. After you figure out, you weed out what's wrong and what's right, that's your core. Now after that, whatever you need to do, then it'll be instilled in you. They give you a few laws, they give you the commandments, they give you a few sins here and there, whatever. But I think a lot of people take the Bible literally. And a lot of these things, like who split the Red Sea? Like, just imagine somebody walking up to a damn ocean or sea or whatever and just putting a pole down and splitting it. Like, come on, bro. You know, they figuratively speaking. Jesus took a loaf of bread and two fish and fed a village.
Hey,
Come
listen,
on,
right?
man.
I don't mean to do this, but I've been drinking and I don't give no fuck right now. Right? Um, I hate
You
to
just
say this
cut
because
red pill off, Ma.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, right?
It's all
But
good, buddy.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna split my game after you finish. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, no. I ain't gonna go too crazy. You feel me? But I just think it sets foundation, and that's all I really wanted to get to because, like, Christianity saved my life, but right now you couldn't pay me to be a Christian. You couldn't pay me to be these religions. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best people in my life that I ever interacted with was atheists. The Christians fuck
Mm.
you over. The spiritual motherfuckers that practice chakras and all this shit, they demonic. And I don't even know
Yeah.
if demonic is a bad word. They just not good people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Anytime
saying?
you
Oh.
get involved with a certain culture and you go against somebody else because they don't believe what you believe or don't want to get on your side, you are evil in itself.
Yeah,
You're supposed to look at everybody as equals and treat everybody with love and respect. If you can't do that, there's no motherfucking good or God in you.
exactly.
It's just period. Even if somebody do something wrong to you, yeah, you don't have to fuck with them, but you don't hate this person. You
Right.
hate in your heart is an evil spirit, no matter how you put it.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not telling you to let people fuck over you, because like I said, if somebody fuck over you, you can love them from a distance. Fuck you, okay? I gave you a chance, you fucked me over. You cool, but I ain't fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But
Hmm.
to genuinely say, like like what Christians do, right? I try to have a civil conversation with a lot of people who believe, right? And I try to give them a little bit of why I think the way I think. And
Hmm.
as soon as I say something that's against what they believe, they automatically condemning me,
Yep.
which lets me know that you're not what you're saying. You're not what you're speaking. Because the love of, if you had the love of God in you, no matter what I say, it will never break your spirit. Because
Right.
that's how Jesus was. Since everybody claiming to walk like Jesus, you're full of
And
shit and you're not pulling me with you.
hey,
Okay?
Maul.
I could be an asshole on myself.
Hey, Maul. That goes back to what I said. More people are because
You choppy. You
reality,
choppy, boy. You choppy.
it's like
I think he needs some Wi-Fi.
I'm
He
sorry, I'm
needs
sorry.
some Wi-Fi.
I
Yeah. Hey Mac, don't forget about the comments. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I see the comments. I'm reading them.
Oh, let me go read them. What they saying?
see. I
I
hear
don't
me
know.
now.
Bob chopping out. Bob, you cutting out.
Hang on for a second.
We gonna go to Phoebe.
Hello,
Hello. I'm
hello.
still on the phone. I'm still on the phone. I can hear you. Tell us some hello.
Okay, now I was about to say the problem is more people are religious because it's like I got these set of rules, but then it's like okay, who breaks these rules? It becomes more of who. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes the difference. Like okay, which company did the same thing? Oh no, it go different for him. So it becomes on who violates or breaks certain sins and stuff like that, where you can be forgiven for, as opposed to other people. Spirituality keeps it everybody on the same bar. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, and indifferent. So that's why I say a lot more people don't want to put themselves. This is why we're so quick to not. This is why we steer clear of generalizations when we talk about other topics. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to be the exception to the rule, and religion puts that in place.
Oh, Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe gone. Oh,
What happened?
Yeah,
dang.
she left.
Look at me.
Oh,
I'm
she
She
blaming
back.
my
left and she
other
came
Nah,
back.
phone.
She
she
left. She
back. She
came back.
back.
I heard my name. What happened?
Phoebe, your thoughts on religion and spirituality?
I don't discuss it.
She
Hmm.
says she don't discuss it. Hey, look, bro, I'm gonna give y'all some gems, right, for everybody that's watching, right?
I like
I
your
hate
straw, Phoebe.
I hate to do this, right? But I gotta give y'all some gems because I know y'all never read this shit, right? If you go to John, I'm gonna take y'all to school for a second.
Oh
If
shit.
you go
Hold
to
on, I'm gonna
John,
go to it. Well,
Do
hold
we
on,
do
hold on.
we do
if
we all need to go get our Bibles for this?
I got it
now
on my
you
phone.
don't
Come
need
on.
to because you could go back and see, but I'm about to give these so-called Christians a lesson because I know that they ain't read the Bible, and I know that a lot of our elders who are running churches would never say this because it's totally against what they believe. Now, Christianity is based upon the fact that Jesus died and rose for our sins, right? This is what Christianity is based upon, right?
Mhm.
And it was so sad when I read this part of the Bible, it fucked me up to the point where I cried, right? And I told God, you was bogus than a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, right? If you go to John chapter 19, right, you'll come to a part, and it's only in John. You got four gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? For some reason, this story is in the last book for a reason, and I'm gonna tell you why once I tell this story. But in John 19, it talks about when Jesus was crucified on the cross, right? So it talks about, how how he was stabbed and he was beaten and all that. The Bible said he bowed his head and he gave up the ghost, which means he passed away. He died on the cross. right? So the next day, his mom went to the burial site where they supposedly buried him at, right? Now, when she got there, his body was gone. She asked the people because I can't remember exactly because and it's four gospels that talk about this story, so it's different in each one. But in John, I think it was angels or some shit, maybe. Or maybe it was two boys or two girls. I don't know. But his mom came to the tomb and asked the people in the tomb, at the tomb, where's her son at, right? She was hysterical, right? The people at the tomb said he wasn't there, right? Typical story, everybody know this, right? But here's where it get tricky at, right? She tells them, tell me where my son body is at and I'll go get him, right? And as she talking to him, Jesus come around the corner and said, Mom, why are you crying? I'm going to give it to y'all in nigga words. The Bible speaks thou, thee, thus, and all that, but I'm going to give it to you how they really said it, right? He came around the corner and he asked her, why are you crying? She looked at him because she didn't know who he was, and she said, where is my son? Tell me where you buried him so I can go get his body, right? She didn't recognize who Jesus was. So now we have to think, why didn't she know who he was? Because the Bible say he was dressed as a gardener, okay? This is very critical for people who can't think. I'm going to take y'all to school, right? Why was Jesus dressed as a gardener, right? Okay. In those times, people dressed accordingly to the occupation they had. Priests just dressed like priests, pastors dressed like pastors, workers dressed like workers, gardeners dressed like gardeners. Why was Jesus dressed like a gardener? Because he was in disguise. He faked his death. He never died. And I'm going to prove it to you. When Jesus' mama asked him, she said, where's my son at? Jesus came around the corner. He said, Mom, why are you crying? For I have never, verbatim, I have never ascended to the Father. What does ascend mean?
To go up.
To go
To
up.
die.
Thank you.
To go up to
Thank
die.
you. To ascend means to go up. He said, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. But, this is what he said, but go tell them that I have. So basically, right then and there, Jesus lied like a motherfucker.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna take y'all deeper because this is what made me ultimately walk away from the church. Because I brought this to a pastor. But good thing for me, I don't fucking read sections and sections. I read the whole context to make it make sense. Right? So I brought this to a pastor. He said, no, Jesus was there, but he was there in spirit. It wasn't his physical body. Brother, you got it all wrong, right? Okay. I'm glad I kept reading. If you go into it and you look at what happened, so his mother ran back to the disciples and told them that this was after he's supposed to be dead. Now Paul is in charge, right? She goes back and she tells Paul and them that I seen Jesus. Now, check this out. In those times, women was forbidden to talk to men like that. Okay. So this is why Paul had an attitude. He was like, why the fuck would Jesus come back and talk to you? You're a woman. He left me in charge. So if he came back, he would come to me, not you. And Paul was snapping. He was mad than a motherfucker because he needed to see proof, which is another thing I'm gonna go into, right? This is why you see the story where I'm pretty sure y'all heard this. This is a household story. When Jesus showed the hole in his hand, this is why he showed him the hole, right? Because he wanted to show him that he was really there, right? Now,
Yeah.
when the pastors say, oh, he was in spirit, it wasn't him. That's a lie. You know why? Because after he showed him the hole in his hand, first of all, you don't know one spirit with a hole in the hand. That's human flesh, right? Now,
Yeah.
can we agree to this?
That's a
We
fact.
using
Yeah.
common sense here. We using
Yeah.
common sense. A
Correct.
hole in his hand means he's flesh and bones.
Right.
Then the Bible says that he sat down and he broke bread with the disciples. So, what spirit got a hole in their hand and eats bread? You see where I'm going with this?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Correct.
nothing but common sense. So to say all that, it says in the Bible clearly verbatim that Jesus faked his death and lied to everybody, which means Christianity makes no fucking sense.
Now, Mike Ma, is this all the book of John?
Book of John, read it.
Okay,
Start
so
at
I
chapter
got
19 when they led him to the motherfucking, when they was finna nail him to the cross.
now I
Start
got it
there.
right here. It say Jesus said unto her, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father, but go
Guess
to my
what?
brethren and say
Guess
unto them,
what version are you reading? King James?
yeah.
Because she said in King James, she said, do not cling to me. Right?
Okay, hold on.
Because it says when Jesus came around the corner and said, Mama, why does thou weep? Because she was crying. He
Mhm.
said, why does thou weep? And she said, tell me where you took my son so I can see him. And when she looked up and she heard his voice, she didn't know it was Jesus till she saw him. So when she saw him, she went to hug him because she thought he was dead. She couldn't believe he was alive. So what did he tell her, Vita? Read it. What did it say? She said,
Okay.
do not cling to me. That's what
Okay,
he
wait.
said. You know
I got
why he said that? Because the day before, they just beat the shit out of him on the cross. He's sore. This is why he's telling her, don't grab me, because she excited. She ready to grab him. Oh, I can't. She said Rabboni, which means leader, master. Ain't that what it say?
yeah.
I'm sure that's what it said, because I know my shit. But
Hey,
when she looked at him, she said, Rabboni. She's surprised, like, damn, I thought you was dead. She went to go hug him, and he pushed her back, like, do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father. But go tell everybody else that I did. What is that? Is that not a
Deception.
lie or what? Am
Yeah.
I taking y'all to school or what, man?
I'm listening,
hey,
man. I hear it. I'm not learning some new shit today. No lie.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man. I've read this shit numerous of times, bro. And so, um, I don't, I don't get into the religious battles with people because I just know that they just not there yet, you know. But if you take it serious and you read the show thyself approval, right, you're gonna get it because the Bible says this, right, and this is one thing that I honestly believe. It says in the Bible, only by the truth shall you be set free.
Correct.
Right? Now,
Mhm.
most people look at this as saying, oh, the truth is learning about God. No, that's not it. From my perspective, I don't know what you gonna get. But from my perspective, after reading this book, the truth is once you find out that it's a finesse, you don't have this burden over your head like Jesus watching everything I'm doing. God, why I can't do this? I can't smoke weed. I can't drink a drink. I can't cuss nobody out because Jesus watching. You don't feel like that no more. You feel free and in control of your own life because you know your good deeds are gonna speak for you. You don't got to worship no motherfucking and praise and do all this. Let your life speak for you.
But God said don't do that anyway. But let me ask you though, Jamal, I'm finna read what you said. That is the New King James. It said, Jesus said to her, do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren and say to them, I am ascended to my Father and your Father, and to my God and your God. Like how many gods is it? But anyway, let me ask. So when you talking about this part, how are you saying Jesus transgressed from the cross? Because I know it's allegory, like I get it, but the Christians believe it literal. So Jesus went from the cross to the tomb to back to over there with them. How you what are you saying how that happened?
Okay, so in that's why I said start at 19 so you'll understand where it's
Okay, I
coming
could go
from,
back.
right?
I was just going to that one
Okay,
verse when he
so
said do not cling.
that's why I started off when he said he gave up the ghost, because we have to establish that he says he died first. We have to establish that. Okay,
Peter, which verse is that?
that's in
That one
John.
I
It
was reading
started
was
in John
John 20.
19.
It was
I understand it
that
started
one,
John
Jamal, is
19.
John 20:17.
Yeah, The story about the faking the death and shit started is in 20. But I like to start people at 19 so they'll understand what's going on. So you
But
just
you,
don't be reading shit and just take my word for it. I want you to
but
start before that so you can get an idea of what you're reading and what's going on.
Yeah,
Because
what you
what's going
reading?
on in 19 is they leading him to the
Crucifying.
cross, they
Yeah.
crucifying him, they
Putting the
you know
thorns
they
on his head.
slashed him, they doing all this shit, and the Bible specifically says that Jesus bowed his head and gave up the ghost, which means he died. Okay?
Mhm.
That's what I'm establishing. He
so
died. So the next
I
day
don't
it
have that
said,
version of the Bible. I need to get that one. I don't have that one. I have the New World Translation.
yeah, you got to
But
get the King James. You got to get the
what you talking
original,
about?
you know?
27 verse John 2017, Phoebe?
I don't have King James. I have New World Translation.
so
Yeah,
so
it
can
still should say like do
It's,
not touch me, do not hold me, do whatever. It's like different
it's,
version.
it's
so
worded differently. That's why I asked you which
You know
scripture. I
why
mean,
it's worded different?
not
Because
the
I started
chapter,
reading the new ones too.
the
The reason
scripture.
why it's worded different is because people are catching on to the bullshit. So they got to reverb this motherfucker to make it make sense.
so
Because
so
the King James 1611 version is the original Bible.
Yeah, and
Okay,
that's
that's
different from
where it's
mine.
at. All these new NIVs and all this bullshit, those are refurbished brands that they are they slowly fixing the mix-haps. Because when I read the NIV version and all that, it says something totally different from the 1611 version.
Yeah.
It's not
so
even the same scriptures. So this lets me know that these motherfuckers are trying to clean up their act. Like
so
real
can,
shit.
so can,
How
can,
you get
can
the 1611 version? I've been trying to get my hands on that for the longest.
Well, I used to be a pastor. I went to Moody Bible
Okay,
downtown.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I went.
Moody Bible.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, hell yeah. I took this shit
so
serious. That's why I
so
got the Bible in Latin and Greek.
Okay
so
then. Okay, all right then.
hey,
Yeah.
The
so
So I've been
original
trying to get
writings
that one.
before it was even translated to English. I got Rosetta Stone, and I had that motherfucker translate the Arab version, where it was written in Latin and then Arab, Hebrew. I'm sorry,
Hebrew.
Hebrew,
Hebrew, yeah,
Latin and
Hebrew,
Hebrew.
yeah.
Yeah, Latin and Hebrew. Yeah, hell yeah. I got knee deep. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I stand firm on the shit I talk about because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And any motherfucker that want to debate me when it comes to these words, they already lost. If you the reason why a lot of people believe that is because they haven't read it. There's no way you can
Yeah.
read this shit
Read it and
and still
believe in Christianity. That's
if
true.
you
That's
read it,
true.
if you read it, it makes God like I don't believe in that God in the Bible.
God.
I
I
believe in
swear
a
to
whole
God, I
nother
said
creator.
that. I said, I
That
don't
God
believe
in
in
the
a God
Bible,
that's a
that
pedophile,
motherfucker
man.
is that God in the Bible
He a
is a
pedophile.
misogynist. He's a
But
misogynist.
pedophile, kill
He's a
innocent people,
control freak. He's a jealous
jealous.
motherfucker. All
He
kinds of shit.
angry.
That's
I'm
not the
like,
motherfucker that I look up to. The motherfucker I
he's
look up to is
shiesty.
way greater than that. Way
Exactly. I'm
greater
like,
than that.
what the fuck? All
Why
right,
would
Jamal, we
God
don't
be
want to
jealous
court.
and want all your praise? He built you to make you. You are here to be the best version of you. If
Hmm.
I'm
hmm
your, just think of just this is why I say common sense come in it. When you have children, you want your children to be the best that they can be, no matter what that look like. You're not jealous because they don't call you. You're not jealous because they don't beg you.
hmm
Why are they
Or
jealous?
sacrifice their animals, or they children, or they virgin neighbors.
But hold on, what you said they not jealous because they don't call you or beg you. What are they jealous of then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Bible makes God seem like he's jealous if you
Jealous.
worship anybody else but him, if you talk to anybody else but him, if
Okay.
you don't praise him constantly. Because if you think like we can step into the other religions, Muslims, right? Now, Muslims to me, if it was real, would be the closest thing to God
Yeah,
because they
I was about to say.
sacrifice everything
That's
for
a fact.
Allah.
Yeah, that's
Hey
a
Them
fact.
Jamal,
motherfuckers shut they stores down and pray 3 times a day. A Christian ain't doing none of that shit.
Yeah, they
hey,
fly
You
in the
see a
feelings
Muslim
too.
sacrifice his life for
Yeah,
Allah.
they
Jump
hey
in a
fly.
Jamal,
plane and kill thousands of motherfuckers in the name of Allah. You don't know one Christian like that.
Yeah.
hey
Not
Jamal,
one.
Jamal. I was gonna say that about we talking about a lot about baptism and Christianity, but you got other religions like I used to before I was a firefighter. I used to work at the airport, and I would see the Muslims come through of all kinds, every morning before sunrise, they got they got their own personal prayer rug that they lay out, line it up to the
Mhm.
east, and they get on their hands and knees. Like, I agree with Jamal. Muslims is probably the closest ones that actually give praise and spiritually. And I don't know not one Muslim that's not well off now. I'm just gonna be honest with you now. I don't know not one personally, right? I'm pretty sure some out there. But I want to go something else about what you said about Jesus and he was speaking to his mom and stuff like that. It kind of cross reference with Jewish people and their religion too, because in Jewish society, when somebody passes away, with the statement that you said Jesus told his mom, it was like they got the 7 day grace period, right? Where the family mourns and they sit lower than everybody else, you know what I'm saying? So that could be a representation based on religion, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different um culture or a different procedure that they go through when they grieving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because 7 days to a sin sounds about right, but the only thing you don't know is what was 7 days back then as compared to today. You know.
I mean, I'm the type of person,
Right.
like, I have a lot of grace for people, you know, and
Hmm.
that's probably the God good in me, because I don't look down on people for making mistakes, because it's just
Right.
a trial and tribulation of life, you know. Um, the people who are, I'll say this, the people who are most godly are not liked. They are
Right.
used
Yeah.
and unappreciated, right?
Uh huh.
If you think about what we going through in life, like real life, it seemed like all the stand-up people in the world are last in life, and all the ones that's cutthroat, scheme, all this shit, they winning,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? And
Mhm.
Hmm.
my thing is, when the Bible speaks about first seek ye the kingdom of righteousness, and all things should be added unto you. I started
Hmm.
looking at these old ladies in the front row at church. They've been at church 50 years and they still struggling. And
Yeah.
when they die, their daughters are next. Like, when is God gonna kick the fuck in?
Facts. Hey, Magmar, let me say this. Let me say this real quick. Because I figured this out maybe 5 years ago. I said you will have 87 bad days in a row. And then on the 88th day, you'll find a $20 bill and be like, look at God. I'll be like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
nigga, what the fuck is this?
Hey, when I got into religion, I had got my license back. I thought I found the girl of my life. I started making more money. And I thought that was God blessing me. But when I got past all them feelings, I started thinking, like, I got my license back because I paid the fines.
Yeah.
Hey man, hold
Right.
on. Hey.
You feel me? Like, I
If you got reinstated out of nowhere, that would have been God.
right, right. I'm like, I got my license back because I fucking paid the fines and I got my license back.
But
And
God gave you the
Hey.
money to get your license reinstated, my
right,
brother.
and my thing is this: how many times? Like, here's a pet peeve I have that with religious people when they pray over food. I
Hmm.
absolutely hate that shit, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you already prayed for the job, the food you paid for with the money you made from that job, you already prayed
It's
for.
already prayed for. You double prayed.
Hmm.
No, but it's the expression of gratitude. Is see that's
You
the
prayed
difference
for
of
the job. So
no, but I'm
everything
just
that
saying.
comes with the job is part of that blessing.
But
No,
Mac, it's
but
a
you can,
gesture.
but the constant see, but we gotta understand this when you know you God, right? You know you the God in flesh of, and in the Bible it say in Psalms 82, ye are gods and all our children of the most high. So When I even say that, people are like, how you saying that? Because I'm a God, just like Kanye said, I'm a God, because that's what I am, of my world, of my reality. But anyway, when you know that, you constantly give gratitude for that which you created and that which you destroy, because you know it's by your doing from the greater, higher intelligence that's moving through you and allowing you to manifest these things. So the gratitude vibration frequency continues to bring those things. So that's what they was talking about, like when Jesus was able to feed the village with the loaf of bread and the fish, is because his gratitude was so high that I could feed 5,000 people with one meal, which means my what my
That
gift.
shit don't even sound right. You know goddamn well you can't
Yeah.
feed 5,000 people with 2 fish.
No, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
We
It is
know
not
that as
literal.
logical thinkers. That
It's
story is
not
full of shit.
literal, Jamal. It's
I
not
know
literal.
that,
It's
but
the gratitude.
most people will run with it and be like, oh, that's the miracle of Jesus. He fed 5,000 people with 2 fish. Nigga, 2 fish ain't feeding number 2 people.
No, but
Okay?
it's
Let's just
figurative.
be
It's
honest.
spiritual. It's figurative to say your consistent gratitude for one meal ensures thousands more. That's all that's trying to tell you. Really, what the Bible is doing is metaphysical, and it's your biology. If you really break it down and really get into what biology is versus what the Bible talking about, that's what it's talking about. It's just codified in the way it's talking about it. It's telling you how you can do all these things yourself through yourself. That's
Right.
all it's
That's
doing.
your understanding and your experience. My
Correct.
experience, I'm saying, is full of shit.
I got
Okay,
you, but it
so
comes from truth.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
we can agree to disagree because you got your own understanding of it. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm thinking in a logical sense. If I was born in 3000 BC and I saw a nigga named Jesus, how in the fuck you finna feed all us with them two little ass catfish you got?
Hey,
Right.
Magmar, have
It's
faith.
not literal. I keep
I
trying
know
to
Faith,
that,
tell
but
you
I'm
brother.
that.
just
Hey, hey, hey,
Better have
hey. The
faith,
only,
nigga. I get
hey,
him up out of here.
the
Go ahead.
only, the only part I believe in is that Jesus was black because that's the only nigga I know that could turn water into wine. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Now I know black people do some shit like that now.
and
So
that was even some bullshit because look,
yeah.
it's so basically what that's telling you is it's okay to drink, right?
Yeah,
But then
correct.
in the first page of the Bible, I'm gonna take y'all back to school. It says that God made
Look here.
every green plant bearing a seed here for your good.
Mm-hmm.
What is a plant? Weed.
Right.
He
It's
did
all
not
of it.
say every plant but weed. But guess
Right.
what though? We as people understand that every plant bearing a seed is not here for your good. You can't eat every plant. You know that.
Right.
We got poison ivy. We got all kinds of shit that's deadly that you can't eat it. So where do we make sense in that?
Mm-mm. That's true. That's true. Hey, I did a live last week and they told me I was going to hell because I had questions, right? And I said the thing about religion and hearing some of the stories, man, those are the original generational curses, right? Like I ain't trying to change the subject or that like that. I was like, man, like even the story of how Jesus was conceived in the Virgin Mary. I said, nah, man. They're like, no, I'm a virgin. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, wait a minute, how you get knocked up there? You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess God did planted something in me. Nah, you was another motherfucker.
He was
You cheated on me with God,
That's
goddamn it.
what
No,
the
that's telling
Muslims
you that
believe.
the woman is God
Hold
hold
too.
on.
on, hold on.
I'm
Damn it.
so guess
You
what?
didn't
Guess
get
what?
You can look at it like that too, Vita.
She is God too, because how could God Himself, my big, come choose me? He said, if He could make Adam and Eve, I did a video on this. If He could make Adam and Eve by the snap of His finger or the dirt or whatever He did, why would God say, you know what? I'm finna go bag me a baby mama who gonna actually create the Christ that walked the earth? That mean I'm God too.
because he wanted to make it look like the woman that was of nothing created the greatest shit ever and gas
Right.
her up.
But
Okay, so
guess
that
what though?
mean
That
I'm
story is
God
even more
too.
fucked up. That
That
story is
means
even
I'm
more
God
fucked.
too. I gotta be God. If I could create God and God is the actual God is my baby daddy, and I created a real human God, I'm a God.
If you said the key word, if
I'm saying that happened. And that's
no,
in
So
science.
so
Now we
y'all
go
can
to
tell
science.
me. So
That's called
explain to me this.
parthenogenesis.
Explain to me this, right?
Go Go ahead.
Jesus was born and he lived to be 13 and disappeared for 20 motherfucking years, right? And came back at 33 years old. How do you lose the most important motherfucker on the earth for 20 years? Right?
Not dang.
And then
That's why
on
you gonna
top of
marry
that,
her.
because my brain be cooking, if the motherfucker could fly out of here when he died, why he just couldn't fly here, do his purpose, and get the fuck up out of here? Why did he have to be born like us, grow up, take all 33 motherfucking years to serve this purpose of dying for our sins? And then on top of that, he came, sacrificed himself for our sins, but yet we still gotta ask for forgiveness.
because
My sins should be paid for. I
yeah,
should be able to do
Yeah.
what the fuck I want to do, and can't nobody say shit because Jesus died for everything I did, do, or gonna do.
but Mac, you can. That's the whole point. You can.
That's
And
yeah.
and the reason that he came down to do that is to show you how fucked up you are because somebody came down here and did it perfectly for 33 years. And
Right.
you can't go 24 hours without cussing. You can't go 24 hours.
Would you sacrifice your only motherfucking son for somebody? Because you the all knowing and all this, right? You could just change shit. Why you gotta have your son die for some shit you could just change with a snap of a finger?
Yeah, but it was a
That's what I'm
test.
telling you. That's a
I'm
codified
being
story.
hold on. I'm being devil's advocate. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm trying to get the reason why they would make this story happen. Jesus is perfect. He faced every obstacle we faced, but he actually nailed it. That was
And he
not
ain't get
that
no
was not a
ass. I
that was not
commend
a
him for that. He ain't
yeah,
get no ass.
and I didn't mean that by not when I say
Say
nailed
that.
it, I didn't mean it
Hold
by
on.
the cross. But
That
I'm
was gonna be
saying,
my question. That was gonna be
yeah,
my
but
question because
yeah,
he's supposed to
no, no,
express everything
no,
man's supposed to. I said, do y'all think Jesus was fucking?
no, and he overcame the lust. Lust is what everything is here for. Do you know why 9/11 happened? Because these niggas was promised virgins, nigga. The woman is
I'm
God.
not see. I got a problem with that because
That's real.
how you gonna make me feel bad about being weakened by the shit that God made for me? He
I
said it wasn't good for me to be alone, so he made this motherfucker.
but
So
you
how
not
you gonna get mad at me because I'm tempted to have
Mac,
sex with what you made for me?
but Mac, you supposed to do it with your wife though.
Jesus wasn't married. Adam wasn't married. What the
He
fuck
didn't,
are we talking about?
but he didn't fuck nobody though. That's the difference.
Adam was not the first motherfucker that was here, so to speak, that wasn't married.
Yeah, but
Hold
it
on.
was only one girl out there. He was literally married.
But
And
he
she
was
But
not married.
I know,
look,
but
because marriage is a man-made thing. Marriage is true a union under God. It's the man that marriage shit is a man-made thing. But look at this. But look at the kids. Even though this where the Christianity get fucked up too.
come on.
Mary, Adam and Eve had two sons, right? So how was
Cain
the
and
earth?
Abel.
So how was the earth populated?
I heard they was sleeping with their mama. That's what I heard. I don't know.
They had to
That's what
be.
I'm like. That's why I'm like, this shit don't make sense. Like, I'm like, y'all, somebody ain't think this through, or they thought nobody was gonna read it. But that's what I'm saying. You can't take it literal. It's all biology and it's codified to be personified to
But
that made into a religion.
but
I got
So,
how come Cain and Abel was their only two kids? Why didn't they have another child? Why are we pretending they stopped at two? I'm just pushing back to
and
have
look,
conversation. I'm
and
not
then
saying
one
that I'm
on
right.
I forgot one went around about when he got kicked out the family or whatever, went about the earth and found a woman. Who made that woman? Where'd she come from? Like
I
Facts.
this
I
one,
don't know
like
nothing. I don't know nothing about Cain and Abel. I know the album was dope. I know Master P signed them niggas in like '96.
you
That's
silly.
all I know
But
about
yeah,
Cain and Abel.
Yeah,
it
but
just
ultimately there
confusing.
is a lot of contradictions. But like I said, at the end of the day, there are things that you can live by that makes you a solid person. Like I'm not gonna discredit the Bible 100% because there are definitely some good principles in there to live
Yeah, it's a
by to
book of
make you a better
game.
person.
That's
It's
Yeah,
a
what I
for
was
book of
gonna
sure.
game.
say.
It's a lot
But
of
you
game in
know,
that book.
What
If
if
yeah,
you get it on
it's
the
definitely.
level, on the
what
I
if
different
tilt
levels.
my hat to the motherfucker that wrote that book. He's a genius.
yeah, no,
That
he
motherfucker that
cold.
wrote that
Niggas wrote
motherfucker,
it.
he
Ain't
cold
that
blooded.
King James?
Yeah,
He
Nah,
and
cold.
King James
No,
was a
King
nigga.
James didn't write the Bible.
he
But he was a
narrated.
nigga though. King James was a nigga though.
King James was a gay ass man.
But he was a
Damn.
Um,
nigga. He
and
was a
Okay,
nigga.
and
let me
Jesus, the picture of the white Jesus that we see is Constantine's boyfriend.
That's
That's who that white image of Jesus.
Caesar Gregory or something. Caesar Gregory, something like that.
I
Caesar
have
What
Borgia.
Constantine,
Caesar
if y'all
Borgia.
look up Constantine in 325 AD, Google that. It's
Shout
gonna
I
His
out,
tell
have
name
you
Caesar
how
shout out
Borgia.
to
it's
Chris.
gonna tell you how they came up with the concept of the Bible, right? They had a
I,
Okay.
bunch of books that they stole from Africa.
From Egypt, the Book of the Dead.
Egypt is in Africa, baby.
I'm just saying the Book of the Dead.
No. They had a bunch of books.
Yeah,
So
but mainly that.
story says when they piled all them books on the table, it was so many to fit on the table, they was falling off and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so when the Council of Nicaea came to the council the next day, they picked the only books that was sitting on the table to orchestrate the Bible, which was the 66 books. Those was the only books that was sitting on the table. So they made that the Bible. There are books that's not in the Bible that should be, like the book of Mary, the book of Paul. There's all kinds of books that were written about these people
The
that's
Book
not
of
in the
Enoch.
Bible. The book
Yeah,
of
a lot of
Enoch.
they took a
Facts.
lot of
The book
stuff
of
out.
Enoch.
Well, let me.
Yeah.
They,
Well, I know Var was going. Var, go ahead, cause I got a question. I don't want to cut you off.
I get questions, man. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
and I
Like,
got one too, Jamal. I want Jamal to answer the one I had after you done, Va. To go from the cross to the tomb. Wait, from the cross, lead across to the tomb to their house. I just want to hear how Jamal said he did all that. I just want to hear that.
Well, okay, I'll answer that real fast and I'm gonna give it to Vod because I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna let y'all get some air. So basically the tomb from the tomb, when he bowed his head and gave up the ghost, they took his body down, they took him to the tomb, right? It don't speak in specifics about who actually how he got there and all that shit. It just say the next day his mama came to the tomb looking for him. When she got to the tomb, he was not in the tomb. He came around the corner and said all the things that we talked about previously. From that point, when he told his mama to go tell the disciples that he had not left, when she told them that he wasn't going nowhere, they didn't believe her. They wanted to see him. Yada yada yada. He wound up coming in the door as they was arguing because Paul was pissed off because Jesus left him in charge. And women didn't have no power then. See, women like to think about today's society, and it was
Now they
not
was
like that
lying, but
then.
okay.
Back then, you women didn't really much have a say, so y'all had to shut the fuck up for real. So when
They
Don't
she,
get
lying,
off
but
topic.
okay.
Keep
so when
going.
she,
That's not true, but okay. Go ahead.
it absolutely in the Bible makes women look like shit. I'll get
I
into that
know.
later.
That's what I know.
But
That's why I said it's
in
lying,
the
but go ahead.
Bible, how the Bible describes those times,
Correct.
women did not have a place to speak or none of that shit. They
Right.
stayed in their place. So when she told Paul that Jesus came to her and told her, now mind you, they think he's dead. She came in the building like, oh, I seen Jesus. He told me to tell y'all that he wasn't dead. Paul was like, bitch, how in the fuck he tell you he left me in charge? He wouldn't tell you, I'm about to kill you. Paul was snapping on her. He about to fuck her up because it was in so much to speak blasphemy that she was lying. He didn't think she was telling the truth. As they arguing, Jesus came in the fucking building. And he came in and he showed them, Paul, look at my hand. It's really me because Paul didn't believe it. That's what I'm saying. Paul, the nigga that Jesus trusted, didn't have no fucking faith. He needed to see with his own two eyes, like I am today.
The
Right?
nigga that killed Christians for a living, but go ahead.
You
I
feel
like
what I'm
Paul.
saying? He
I like
needed to see
Paul.
that shit with his own eyes. So he said, I need to see him. If he real, he would come to me. He would not come to you. And he walked in the door and he showed Paul a hole in his hand. And then they sat down. The Bible said they sat down and they ate. They broke bread together, which means they ate together. Right?
Right.
So basically, from the tomb, somewhere in between there, when his mama came to find him, he wasn't in the motherfucker. I don't know. It don't say whether he was hiding, he was in the forest. He just wasn't in the tomb until she got there. And he came around the corner and told her what it was. And when she ran back to them, I guess he was on his way. And when she got there, he got there a few minutes later than her. And that's what it says.
Mm.
I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what it says.
Yeah, I was just trying to see how he. So when he came from the tomb, that's when he went through. But when she was telling the story, it's before they went to the tomb. It's just because Jesus came to her before she went to the tomb.
No. He came to her at the tomb because
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
He
So
was at the tomb looking
Matthew,
for him.
Mark, Luke, and John are the four gospels of the Bible, which speaks only about Jesus' life. This is where you can find about Jesus in the four gospels. Matthew was orchestrated to be the first gospel because Matthew has the gospel where Jesus did all the miracles when he walked on water, he fed the people with the fish, the burning bush, all the exciting shit is in there. So what it does is this: as a reader, when you read Matthew, then you try to read Mark, and then you try to read Luke, and then you try to read John. By the time you get through the second book, which is Mark, those stories start looking alike. So you're not going to be paying attention like you was when you was reading Matthew, and
Mm-hmm.
so on and so. And by the time you get to John, you're going to be skimming through shit because you read all this, so you're not going to be picking up on the little shit that changes the whole narrative,
Mm-hmm.
which was, and this is why the lion of Jesus is in John in the last book, because John is the most exciting. There's no miracles in John. It's just a boring ass story. But that part right there separates everything. That makes the bit of a difference. And this is why a lot of people who are in Christianity that do preach this in churches have never read this because they don't critically read. Like, you got to get you some weed, man. You got to get you some
Get you
weed.
some weed.
Do like I did, get you some weed.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? So I'll give y'all a briefing of how I initially walked away, right? I had all these questions and I had no answers because I was knee deep in that I was trying to defend Christianity, right? It wasn't like I just saw some shit and like, oh, this shit fake, and I'm done. No, nigga, I did extensive research to try to prove this shit right. But every time I did, I ended up in a bad place to the point where I started going to these elderly pastors, trying to see if they knew somebody. I figured, y'all been preaching since the goddamn 60s. Y'all should know some shit, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm.
bring this shit to them, they can't explain it. So and it's funny how I did this, and a lot of people laughed at this, but I'm gonna tell you how I initially walked away. This was my last Sunday at church. After I spoke to the pastor, he went off on me. Mind you, he cursed me out. This a pastor.
Yeah, they don't like the truth.
He got so mad that I didn't believe this shit that it took him out of his character.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now I'm feeling salty. I go home and I swear to God, I can't make this shit up on my dead grandma. I went home and I cried my ass off like a little bitch. I can admit this shit. I went home and I cried. I got on my knees and I said, God, I am trying to figure this shit out. I don't have no answers and I'm frustrated. And if you want me to understand, then I suggest you tell me or I'm going to be lost. And if I'm lost, it's on your blood because I tried and you let me go. This is the exact words that I told God. I said, I'm putting it in your hands. If you let me slip, then it's your fault, not mine. And I'll tell you this. That day, I had came in from church. It's just Sunday. I said, I ain't been in now, mind you, I've been a pastor at this point for like two and a half years now, right? I said, man, I need a drink. Now, mind you, I ain't been drinking, I ain't been smoking, and I ain't been cheating. So I ain't been doing shit. I'm a holy roller out in this motherfucker. I real life took that shit serious. I was trying to get married and do the right thing, right? That day I said I need a drink. I'm overwhelmed and I'm hurt and I just need some air. So I wound up start ironing my clothes. To make a long story short, I went on YouTube and I started typing in the shit that I wanted to learn on YouTube to see if anybody in the world can relate to what the
Don't
fuck I'm
like it.
going through, right? So I started watching some video on YouTube while I'm ironing my clothes. And the next video clicked over because it was like autoplay where the next video just automatically played. So as I'm ironing my clothes, a video popped up that said Jesus wasn't real. And I looked at this shit. I'm like, boy, whoever made that shit going to hell, they ass tripping. Who the fuck would? You got balls enough to say Jesus ain't real? You tripping? I ironed my clothes.
Wow.
The movie was playing, but I really wasn't paying no attention to it. Right? I went
Mhm.
outside. Now, mind you, this is after I done cried and I done told God, God damn it, I need some answers and all this shit. I went outside, had a drink, and I came home about 9 o'clock that night. I never forget this shit. I came in the basement. I forgot to turn my Xbox off. That fucking movie that I was looking at was still playing. That shit was 6 hours long.
Wow.
A YouTube video, it was still playing when I came in the basement. And I'm like, man, now I'm high, I'm drunk, and I'm fucked back. I ain't had no drinking, no weed, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I sit down on the couch and I started that shit over and I started watching this video about Jesus is fake, right? The
Mhm.
video came on, it didn't say nothing derogatory about Jesus. It didn't say nothing about Christianity, about religion, or I'm thinking it's finna be a whole hatred ass movie. It was the total opposite. You know what it was? A dude took us back to Africa and showed us where all these religions, all these prayers, all these sayings, all these idols, all this shit, it showed where it came from. The original shit that's carved in the tombs that we can see to this day. We don't have to have no faith. You can go see it with your own two motherfucking eyes, right? So now
Mhm.
it get to showing the tombs, the writing in the tombs, the mummies, the artifacts, the gold, the places that they stayed. They started showing all this shit that was there for the naked eye to see, proof, right? So now I'm looking at it like, damn, I'm looking for shit in the Bible that's true. I can't find nothing. I can't find no burials. I can't find no artifacts. I can't find nothing in the Bible that's tangible that I can say it was really here. So now I'm like, damn, why I can't find this shit, but we can find Egyptian mummies and shit. Like, and then I started getting into my African journey, looking at where we come from and shit. And I started noticing that all the things that was in the Bible was rewrote stories from our ancestors. You
Correct.
see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I started looking at the origin of these people. And this is why black people cling to Muhammad more. Because the Bible and the Quran is the same book. But the
Okay.
difference is the Quran makes the same characters in the Bible black people. This is why black people cling to the Quran and Muslims, because they think that's our religion as black people. But
Okay.
it's the same fucking stories.
Yeah.
It's just cultural.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know, whatever gang is where y'all live at is different from the gang where I live at. It's a neighborhood thing. Christianity is powerful in the United States. Outside the United States, they believe in other shit. This is why it's 4,700 religions in the world. Because everybody believes something different
Yep.
based upon their culture. Real
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their interpretation. That's why the paintings and the drawings and shit look different and all that. Their interpretation but it's really telling them we are the gods because all of it is based on us, our people, what they did, how they live, how they created civilization, humanity, all this stuff. That's all it is. It's the interpretation of that. That's all it is.
Hey,
Mhm.
you want to know
It's,
something
it's
else?
definitely it's definitely interpretation. Go ahead, Va.
You know what? And here's the thing. Like, this is how I look at the Bible. Is the Bible with the different verses and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all remember this movie from years ago called Vantage Point. It's kind of biblical, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, if anybody seen that movie before,
Vantage point.
Vantage Point, yeah.
No, I ain't never seen that.
So
No,
they got
never
the
heard.
same. They got the same because, like Jamal said, you read it in John and then in Matthew and stuff. It starts looking the same, right? In the Vantage Point, it's a event, okay, that gets blew up, but you see it from a different version from like six different people, right? From six different backgrounds. and trials and tribulations and everything, right? And I'm like, that's pretty much the Bible uh, from a certain perspective, because Matthew is a person, John is a person, Jeremiah, Job, etc. And they all got different experiences. Some are different religions and so on. And you see the same people. You hear about the same events, and they're just telling you their side of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Bro,
like,
I don't mean to cut you off right there, but I'm gonna give you some sauce and I'm gonna give you the mic back. If you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they did not write that shit. This is why when you open your Bible, it says according to Mark,
right,
according
right,
to Luke,
right.
according to John, because they didn't write that shit. If somebody asks me something, right? Who got killed over there? Shit, I say shit, about 12 motherfuckers. How you know? Shit, according to Vita. That what she said.
Well, it was written like 1,000 years, 2,000 years later, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
They
so,
didn't
so,
know.
That's
They
what
didn't
made
even
me
know nothing
question
about
it.
that
Like,
shit.
who the fuck?
Yeah,
Right. Is y'all
absolutely,
asking them or making shit up? Yeah.
absolutely. That's why it says according to. Like
but guess
people,
what?
these little words fuck a lot of people up, and they don't pay attention to it. And I understand because when I was a juvenile in
Mm-hmm,
in the Christ and in that shit, I was scared to literally. I would get chills if I thought anything outside
mm-hmm.
of it. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
thought it was wrong.
indoctrination. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
indoctrination.
So check
Hmm.
this out. How what Jamal just said, how it applies to today. You know, back in the day, people used to have like books and stuff. Like me personally, I used to have a lot of Michael Jordan books, right? And you have to learn the difference between biographies and autobiographies. You know what I'm saying? People could take certain phrases or words that you say and form biography about you. You know what I'm saying? Don't all have to be true, but certain quotes that they use, they came directly from you. They'll roll with that. But an autobiography, a person is actually sitting down getting all the information from you. Or the next step is what they call memoirs, where you put what's ever on your mind on a piece of paper and a pen. You know what I'm saying? So it's directly coming from you. So you get those stages. So that's how I kind of construct. That's how I kind of construct the Bible. You know what I'm saying in terms of understanding. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not saying there's inconsistencies. It's about perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like uh it's like a book version of a prism, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say the sky look red, Mom can say the sky look blue, Red Pill can say, man, nah, man, it's dark as hell out here. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how the light hit that prism, we gonna all see different colors based on where we're standing and how we look into it. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
and I'm like, that's the way I interpret the Bible. You know, I gotta come over here and read and understand it from Matthew's eyes. Let me come over here and look at it from John's eyes. You know what
It's
I'm
vantage points.
saying?
Matthew,
It's
Mark,
vantage
Luke,
point.
John is all vantage points. That's all it is.
And,
It's the same
and that's
story
my
from people's different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's why I said I stick more to spiritual, because now with spiritually, I can generalize a lot of stuff. I can sit here and look at the two things that only matter, right and wrong. I don't care about the who, I don't care about the gender, I don't care about the race. You know what I'm saying? I have a standard. All right. Thou shalt not kill. Oh, it was a cockroach. It says thou shalt not kill. You know what I'm saying? Same concept. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no facts.
see the thing of
Hey,
me. Go
hey,
ahead. Go
Mac,
ahead.
double O. My bad. Double O's in the back. He just hit me.
Tell them to come in.
And
Okay.
even with that shall not kill, that still say it's still okay. Eye for eye in the Old Testament, and God say you have a right to protect yourself and your family. So
Yeah. But
if my killing is justified, it's not
right.
as wrong as me just for unjustified killing.
But that's what makes you a god because you can decide
Correct.
what's justified and what's not.
But see,
You
here's
see
the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
You could
Because if you go to the what it says thou shalt not kill. I don't give a
right,
damn what it's about. It
right.
says what it says. But as you being a god, you can say, well, I'm not gonna kill, or I will kill if you do this. I can bend those rules
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a god. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I'm not the creator though. I'm a
No,
god.
but creator said that though you can
The
defend
creator ain't
yourself.
said shit. Another person wrote that shit.
But check
Right,
this
I
out.
got
God
you.
ain't said
So
a
that Bible
motherfucking
that they
thing.
going on, the
So
Bible that they going on.
That was
hold on.
somebody. Do you know who wrote that? Who wrote that was a person who had a conscience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey
And they
Mac,
was just
he
thinking,
back
and
there.
what is fair? What is fair? You can't go around killing people. That sound like somebody with a good heart.
Now,
That's all that was.
and guess what? Guess what? Here's another thing. This is why I stick to spiritual over religion, because even religion, you say, okay, certain things that you are justified to do. Like I'm gonna take it to food, because I say food is the number one killer of a black man these days. Okay, as much as I love pork bacon, we got to kill a pig to get it. There's a lot of black people that like chitlins. A pig gotta go. Okay, but the thing is, in other parts of nature, I say the animal kingdom, I'm gonna take a gorilla for a silverback gorilla. Guess what they eat?
Humans.
Plant,
Plants and
Oh,
plants and
vegetables.
fruits.
plants.
But they ain't
I
eating
know because
ours.
I'm a
You know
vegan.
what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey
And guess
Mac,
what? They some
bro
of the
backstage. My
strongest
fault.
people
Just
ever.
tell him.
They
I,
some
I
of
don't tell them I don't see the request. Tell them the request. Oh, hold on. I think that's it. Is
a
it
regular
in?
gorilla is stronger than
Okay. I think he in. What's good, bro?
this is why they get the question who will win between 100 men and a silverback gorilla, and everybody said the gorilla would. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying like, but guess what? To justify our dietary restrictions, we have to justify killing animals because we like meat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Well, that's a
even when
condition. That's a
and that's
condition that we was conditioned into. We was made to eat off the land. The animals, all animals are on the same plane as humans. We
right,
all
and
got the same. If that's why motherfucker be like, how can you be a cannibal? Because red meat is red meat. Human meat, if you get a piece of human meat and season that shit like a steak, it's gonna take like a fucking steak. We're
Yeah.
not supposed to eat meat. We're
Yeah.
just
and
not
Jamal,
supposed, we're
Oh,
not
you
even
for real?
designed to eat that shit.
and
We just
Jamal,
been
here's
Mhm.
culturally put
condition.
into eating. Okay, meat give you
Cultural
protein. We
program.
supposed to get protein from
Plant,
beans and shit
Beans
like
and
that.
yeah.
plant,
Here's,
Yeah,
plant.
and plants. You feel me? And as far as like the gorilla shit, you said like the reason why gorillas are big and eat plants and bananas and shit is because that's their genetics. Some people
right,
just have big genetics. Like
but
for
you know
me,
what?
for instance, right now I'm overweight. I'm like 280 right now, right? My no my natural weight is 225. I'm still bigger than the average fucking human
Right,
at my
and Jamal,
natural weight. Some
and Jamal,
people are just big. If I go vegan, I probably will get to like 225.
right, but you know what?
No, you
Here's
could
another.
stay more because you will have more muscle. Because people get mixed up like an elephant is vegan, panda bear, gorilla, a giraffe, and they strong than a motherfucker. Like
Yeah,
people
they
got to know,
strong, but
like
that's
being vegan is
genetics.
not weak. You just be pure muscle.
And
Yeah,
check
but
this
that's
out.
Yeah.
their genetics. That's their makeup. So no matter they're eating what they're designed to eat. If we was eating what we was designed to eat, we'll be our natural selves. And
Facts.
Hey, and
some
let me
humans are just bigger than others. It just is what it is. Everybody is not little. Everybody's not big.
and let me backtrack for a second. Even with food, and I'm gonna go into pharmaceuticals for a second. Like they'll. I'm gonna go with the most recent thing when we talk about COVID, where they was pushing people to take this COVID shot. They got this is why I go with all natural home remedies, man. All you need is some cayenne pepper, garlic, ginger, aloe vera.
Oil of
You
oregano.
know what I'm saying? You know
It's
what?
just Subway face ass.
I'm saying
Now that oil
blueberries.
of oregano is good as hell.
Yeah, but see, hold on. Guess what? That's a process for the oil. I'm talking about something all natural. Like you can grow it and get it. You know what I'm saying? Pomegranates, carrots, broccoli, uh, a lot of stuff like that.
Watermelon.
Yeah,
Watermelon good as hell,
Man,
and
I'm the only nigga in
apricot.
the world that can't eat melons.
right.
Who you are?
Yeah, I can't eat honeydews, watermelon, nut. Oh, I'm allergic to all this shit.
Oh well,
Mm-hmm.
you can eat
Damn.
Yo,
other things. You
Mac
can eat
Mall, hold
berries,
on. Mac
apricots.
Mall. I can only eat pineapples and peaches, bro. All them other fruits fuck me up.
Yeah, I eat
I
pineapples and
put that on
peaches. Yeah,
everything I love.
I can eat strawberries and
But that's the
apples
only
too. I
two I
just
can
can't eat
Damn.
eat.
no
I,
melons.
yeah, I can't eat none of
Guess
that shit, bro.
Guess what? Hey, guess what? And I had to learn. I pick up like little stuff. Guess what? Like they got all these little antiseptics, alcohol, witch hazel and stuff. When you get scars and stuff, guess what I found out works better than all that stuff, man.
Honey.
Right.
Vagina.
That too, but if you boil some honey and put it over your scars, it works a whole lot better.
You
put
don't
it
even
over
gotta
your
boil it.
what?
You can just put it on there. Honey. I knew it was honey because that's why I'm into all
Put it on
natural
what?
shit.
No, but here's the thing: when you heat it up, it brings all the germs and stuff out equally. You know what I'm saying? Because you're breaking down the sweetness and the sugar part of it, the glucose part of it, and it works as like a thick natural antiseptic. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I had cut the roof of my mouth. That shit was burnt. I couldn't eat. I was like, what the fuck I'm gonna put? Peroxide was too much. Man, I put that honey. By the end of the day, that shit was healed.
Shout out to the bees, man.
This talk for real. For real, I put some on one time and I covered it up for about 3 days. When I took that bandage off, and this is what let me know it worked. When I took that bandage off, it was so green where the sore was at. That green stuff is all the toxins and viruses and bacteria and stuff that's not supposed to be in your body. You know what I'm saying? Even, the old school thing they say, man, if you get a cold or you get the flu, put an onion on the bottom of your foot, tape it up, and put a sock out. That stuff is
And
real,
I used to put that on my baby chest. I used to do that to my baby and put on his chest, and it got rid of asthma. I'm into all that. Even though I'm in healthcare, I'm into all that. That's why I ain't believe none of that bullshit COVID shit. It was a lie.
Hey, did y'all see Dr. Sebi's son interview on Street Champs? Was it?
Is it a
I supposed to
drink
watch it.
champ?
I ain't watched it yet.
Man, that's a
Drink.
dope ass interview, man.
Hold
Y'all
on.
gotta watch that shit,
Hold on,
bro.
Mac. Is it a new interview?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No. But if you can
Oh
go
shit,
back
this
to
beacon.
you can go to Mrs. Dr. Sabi. She got an interview with Sway in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they got another interview. It's two parts of the family. Sabi had a bunch of kids and like two wives. So
Man,
like
he had about
23.
10
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
23.
the nigga
I was
had,
like, he had about 10 kids at least.
but his
Yeah.
whole lineage is they study that shit. So like if you see any Sabi interviews, man, look into that shit, man. For real.
Hey, he was spitting some shit, bro. He had
Hell,
me thinking like he don't eat meat, none of that shit. Like he was just getting a bunch of game, bro. That like I rock with that shit, man. That y'all I highly recommend y'all see that, bro. Watch that interview, bro. That
That's
shit
how
is
you know
tough.
all the diseases, all that shit made up and got a pattern. AIDS, HIV, all of it's
Yeah,
somebody's invention. Then they invent the medicine. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know this. I gotta
yeah.
go natural and cure all that shit. So yeah,
Yeah. He was talking about how they heal motherfuckers in like 90 days and shit. People with herpes, people with
yeah.
AIDS, people with
took brain
cancer.
tumors.
Like he
He
still
had
doing the
took
same
brain
shit his
tumors.
daddy did. He doing
Look,
that. He got him a little store and shit.
sickle
I think he
cell.
said in New York or some shit. But yeah, he
That
said they
nigga
could cure
I
anything.
wonder if his daddy
blind.
got
They,
10
Anything.
they can they
wives.
can cure blindness. They was oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, double O. Go ahead, Brody.
No, I said, no wonder he got 10 wives. Shit, if you doing all that, then yeah, I'm sure mad women want to be with you. You damn near 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That nigga was 80 with 30-year-old
Yeah.
sperm, boy. You better
No,
watch
he
it.
said his daddy was a player shit. He was the man shit. He was a doctor curing motherfuckers. You feel me?
Bro,
So
And
Hey,
he had
he
land.
said
And
he
he had the
said it's
land in
20.
Ecuador.
He said
hey,
it's 23 of them, and him and his sister. I think it's him and two other sisters by his mama. But he got 23 kids total.
Yeah.
so
everything y'all just stated about him is cooler than any piece of jewelry,
You feel me?
car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anything we use to try to get women, man. Everything y'all just said, and
It's
I don't
the,
see what women ain't going for that. Come
you
on, man.
feel me?
hey, so
23.
hey,
Yeah.
after hearing this, and I know we on YouTube. This is a public service announcement to all the hoes. Go talk to the dude, Dr. Sibby, man, because he probably got a cure to get y'all walls back.
Oh no. Ad just popped up on my page earlier. They got this laser that they put in girls to tighten up their coochie now.
I thought they stopped moving from me now.
Man, that shit
Yeah.
ain't.
Yeah,
You
Hey,
could
that
tighten
I
your
saw.
coochie with pineapple, if you eat a lot of pineapple and drink cranberry juice, it'll flush the urinary tract and then clean it up. But you can't be putting everybody and letting everybody in your body because that declines the health
Again,
too. Because
that
everybody got like Bob was just talking about different type of bacteria and that shit get in and that shit get to growing. And then scientifically, it's a thing called microchimerism, which means you're literally transmuting DNA from one person to the next, and DNA get in women and fight each other, and that literally makes them crazy. So
even
it's
DNA
just
bitches
it's
be
not.
fighting.
Yeah, the DNA. No, for real. So
That's
just
crazy.
say if a woman, just like it's four y'all on here, just say she had sex with four people, even with condoms, because condoms ain't 100%. You could still transfer some DNA. Whoever DNA is the craziest or the toughest or whatever, that y'all, it's like sperm has intelligence just like eggs. So it get in there and it gangbang. It set trip. Like nigga, what is you doing? And niggas get to fighting.
Hey,
But
look,
This
my
look.
happening
shit
in her
always
body.
win, goddamn
Hey, Mac Mall. Hey, Mac
It is
Mall.
happening. And she don't know, and she going crazy. That's why she 3-4 people. That's why when they be like, all them bodies, I get when y'all saying that, because it's like all them bodies, that bitch crazy. Yeah, she is, because she got microchimerism fighting and microchimerism is proved from mother to child, epigenetics, and through sex. So it's like you really gotta not be playing with yourself out here.
Look,
Right.
So
she
Peter,
said,
hold
Well,
on.
she said
well,
they
hold on.
sit. Hey, the comment, we got a comment. She said they sit in the tub of vinegar and shake that coochie back.
Hey,
That's
look.
that old school remedy
Hey,
right there.
Yeah,
She
hey,
knows
Mac.
vinegar
something.
do work.
Hey, Mac. That's my bro, St. John, bro. I'm trying to get this nigga to get on because this nigga
Hey,
is hey, bro. I swear to God,
hey,
I
Peter.
met Mac Mall. I met that nigga, my nigga St. John, my nigga from St. Louis, bro. Y'all niggas y'all niggas is like y'all crazy, bro.
Hey,
Y'all
Peter.
niggas
Yeah,
is
Peter.
vinegar work
fucking
too. It just leave a smell.
Hey, Peter. Peter.
Damn.
Peter Peter just threw me with one up, so I got to be Blake Griffith right now. Okay. So based on what you just said, scientifically, biologically,
Biologically.
spiritually, hold on, and spiritually, proves the point I've been saying on these podcasts when I said this is the reason why men and women are rated on two different scales. Because, and guess what? Even in the Bible, I remember when they said that when Joseph found out Mary was knocked up, but she claimed to be virgin, God had to send an angel down here to explain to him what the process was. And that's how the concept of marriage came about. Like the consummation of marriage is through sex. Okay, so philosophically speaking, everybody you didn't have sex with, you're spiritually married to them in some
You
kind of
tied to
fashion.
them. That's correct. You
You know
do,
what I'm
you do,
saying?
because
So
it's
when
a
I
sacred sex stand for sacred energy exchange, because you are exchanging the sacredness of energy not only through the act but through the lower,
so when I
because
be here,
that's what you use to create. You create from
Vita,
that lower sacred
but Vita,
energy that's sacral.
but
Yeah, your
Vita,
sacral.
exchange don't start with X though.
I
right?
know, but that's what we just use. We just say
That's
E.
LT.
I know it's
That's
EX,
LT.
but sacred energy exchange.
Gotcha.
You could get demons
Right.
too. You could get STDs, sexually transmitted demons. Not only
Uh-huh.
diseases, but demons. So you should be paying attention but the men gotta know too. Women can fare off worse biologically from multiple partners, a lot of bodies, but men still, y'all gotta understand, y'all get demons on y'all too, because all that stuff she did based on what you just said, Vibe, spiritually she's getting we in exchange. So if she pick up a demon now, she done put it on you. Now you don't know why, you tripping or you going haywire, you just punched the wall or whatever. You know what I'm
So
saying?
okay,
So or why she got you
what if she got?
crazy
What
or
if she
whatever.
got? Angels? What if she got angels in her pussy?
then
Then
you
that
had one with the seat. You
Then
had one
let
with
me
the
tell.
seat.
Then I'm gonna tell you what happened. If because a vagina is a healing thing, it is a healing thing, right? It's made. It's like even it said verse in the Bible. You made to come into my bosom, right?
Oh
So
shit.
even when you do that, it is healing where you can get healed. But this the thing, you have to have like that should have changed your life in the way that like you got to be ready for that. This is why men lose good women or cheat on them or whatever, because they coochie be so healing that they get better, get exchange angels upon them, and then they moved around like they him when really it was her energy that she exchanged to him. It just was angelic. So that should all of it is a
I
real
like
thing.
that. I
But you know
like
what?
that. I
I
like
think,
that. I like
but to make it make sense though, I think it comes back down to intent. Like if it's something that you do, or if it's a process that you go through organically, and it's mutual or like general interest, it could be a healing thing and in line with a spiritual thing, right? The right way. But if even one person has an ulterior motive, that's when the demon spirit comes
You
about.
gonna fuck up the whole shit. You are
But then
supposed to be
here it karma get that karma. This how we saying we our own gods. We create our own karma based on the energetic spirits we sacrifice our energy to and our heart to, right?
but
So your heart is 10 times more potent than any organ on your body. So if it's in your heart, right, it'll happen. So if you and your heart got an alternative agenda to an angelic woman with a healing coochie, right? Because healing coochie is a real thing, because it's a thing called
I
actual
need
sex
some of that.
therapy.
Anybody watching got some of that
well,
healing coochie? I
hold on.
need
Let
some
me
of that.
Well, you gotta
yeah, let
gotta
me
do right by it, because your
hold on.
karma coming to come fast.
I will
You
do
find
right
something on the TikTok
if I
shop.
get some coochie that'll heal me.
Yeah, no.
Vita,
But see,
I'm not,
but Vita,
I'm not gonna
that,
let you do that. Vita, I'm not gonna let you do that because you know there's some women out here that have been ran through so many times that all they give out is the demon side,
is
and they
demon.
sell. They're a different type of sell a bit, right? So they sell a bit, so they trans off that demon energy too. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I said. I said it's both.
But see,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me respond to the
But
karma
but
situation.
double
Because
low asked about Angelica, can she heal? You can, she can. This is what we did back in the day, and they called them women witches. You go get with her in the night, sleep with her, she lay hands on you. That's where all that come from. Now you heal. Now all that stuff Jesus was doing, women was doing that first, and they was burning them at the stake, calling them witches.
yeah,
Do you
Right?
believe
but
do you
Saul was
believe in
killing
that
them.
because when
superstition
you
shit?
if you passing
No,
out
it was real healing.
if you passing out poisonous pussy, you're not healing nothing, man.
No,
You
I'm talking
think
about the
you okay?
healing ones, the ones that
No,
was truly
it's not.
healing.
How many healing it is it, man? I'm sorry, I stumbled.
Man,
How much
it's not.
healing pussy is it out here?
It ain't that
Pussy is.
It
many red pill.
I had
Red pill.
look.
It ain't that many out here.
It's not enough. I went to jail for 10 days because I was in the wrong county, and 89% of them niggas in there was in there from poisonous pussy. I heard all the phone calls.
Not enough.
I heard it. It wasn't
Yeah,
white.
but they gotta get some healing coochie. That's why I said the ones they would go find them and kill them. And this one I'm trying to tell you, it was a real hunt for them, and they called them witches, and they even did it like in South Carolina in the 1800s, called the Salem witch hunt. Them was the women with the healing
Not
coochie
enough.
healing people, and they went and found them and killed them.
They
What
killed the
is
healer.
going on tonight?
Yeah,
All
Phoebe,
right. So if there's
I'm
any
with you.
ladies out,
I'm with you. I'm just not grabbing my face. I'm with you. I got the same shit going on.
hey,
now this was a real thing. If y'all look for, that's why people say it's still a saying today. Say, oh, he was on a witch hunt, which means they was going deep and looking for shit that they probably couldn't find. That's what the healing coochie women was doing. Like they was known for that. You could go to them and deep in the wood. They had all type of herbal baths for you, get you right, have sex with you, heal you. And they went and found these. What y'all look up Salem witch hunt, South Carolina, Salem in the 1800s.
Hey, hold
They
on,
was
hold
Ask
on.
killing
ChatGPT then.
What is this called? Say what you say, Salem witch hunt.
Salem,
I know how
Salem,
to spell Salem. I know how to spell
Salem,
Salem.
and then put
Salem witch hunt.
witch hunt, Salem witch hunt.
Huh.
thank you for setting
This
it
was
up
a
for me
real thing.
because thank you for setting me
Where
up
you say this
because
was?
We gotta go deeper
In
in the
North
woods to find
Carolina?
those.
South
Vita,
Carolina.
Hold on.
That-
Hold on.
Vita,
The
thank
Salem
you for
witch
setting.
hunt refers to the infamous series of trials and executions that took place in Salem, Massachusetts in
Oh, Massachusetts.
1692 to 1693. Here's an overview. The Salem witch trials occurred in a tense context of religious favor, fear of the devil, and social conflict. Puritan community in the colonial New England was deeply concerned with sin, the supernatural, the threats from outside groups such as Native Americans and rival colonial powers. I don't see pussy here yet. Let's see. Let me read that.
They're not gonna say pussy, but you gotta read. Go and when they say AI deep dive, go to the links of what they was talking about. The people that wrote books on them and what really fucking happened. See,
Okay.
the
There's
AI just
somebody
give
that
you
made
the
a
general.
porno. Somebody,
Vita,
some
I'm on.
director that made a porno called the Salem Witch, and
Yeah,
she didn't see it and
nigga.
thought it was a documentary.
Find a pure pussy bitch and put her out here.
So
Hey,
I'm.
I
Oh,
got a job for
So
you.
guess what? So guess
what?
what, Vita? That you gave an understanding. Every woman out there in YouTube land, I am out here and I'm witch hunting at the point right now. If you are out there and you are for me and you heal those in need, my number is 555. Come.
Firehouse sub.
Shout out to the gypsies.
Firehouse
Shout out to the
sub. Who
gypsies.
said that? Firehouse sub. The firehouse sub.
Or gonna bring his
That's funny.
sons. Nigga, don't play with it.
But y'all acting funny though. But really, but think about it. When you get you some good coochie, some good. It ain't got to be healing. Just some good coochie, some good love, and you know you probably the only one hitting that. A good woman that love you, care about you, make a man want to do better, want to do greater, do higher things, do like it's just natural the exchange of that. Like true femininity is so powerful.
It
So
is.
Right.
don't act like y'all don't know that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
do.
well, shit, we gonna cut it off right here, man. Y'all give out y'all ats, man. Let these people know where they can reach y'all, man.
All right, man. You already know it's your main man, the Red Pill Crip, the CEO of the Justice League. I got my people with me, you know what I'm saying? Red Pill Crip on all platforms. Justice League every Tuesday for sure. The other days we just kind of play it by ear. But make sure y'all come on. I've been trying to find Vita and Phoebe, but they won't give me their number. They think I'm trying to make a house call, but I'm not.
I give you my.
Uh,
I'm gonna put it in the back. I'm gonna put it in the back because I
Okay.
don't be on like Instagram like that.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even be on my Facebook.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna
But
send it to you.
y'all more than welcome, though. But yeah, we do Justice League with all the titans of the internet, which is us. God damn it. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and Mac Moss. Always a treat when the real players meet. You dig?
you did.
Mm-hmm.
I put it back there, red pill.
All right,
Well,
bet.
I gonna say, hey, I'm at Big Vibe 31. I have been a guest on Red Pill Show. I'm gonna be on there tomorrow as well. Red Pill Saturday, we dropped some real big knowledge Saturday, man. You
Swear to
know,
God.
hey, I know it was. I know it was somebody. I don't know. I can tell by his accent he wasn't uh, located domestically. I'm gonna say it like that. So I know it. You know, it expands around. We gonna get all our platforms up worldwide, man. Looking forward. But hey, I'm on IG at Big 531.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Whose turn
hey
is
y'all.
it?
What you say, Phoebe?
Is it my turn?
Come here. Come here.
Phoebe, you ain't even say nothing today, really.
Y'all was talking about religion. I don't discuss religion. Then you went
Oh
to
yeah,
hell
you
and
did say
pussy.
that. You did. You
So
did say that. You did.
I was just here occupying the space on the screen. Coco Cherry 69 on Instagram. This is a really interesting night. I took notes though. I took notes. I took.
Yes.
I had
Do
my
it, boo
pen.
boo.
Type
I was
time.
writing.
You look cute, Femi.
Yeah,
So
yo, it's me, NWOD. Let you know, logo just came here to give show love, man. Got my shit streaming out for you because, like I said, want everybody to get as many views as possible. Make this shit build up, man. And again, I appreciate you letting me jump on, man.
For sure,
so
man.
double O's. What that say under your name?
A whole lot of shit.
Double OZ.
Huh?
Double
Let you
O
know,
Z.
logo.
Double OZ.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about what it say
NOOZ.
under
I got
that.
a I got a podcast. I got a podcast called the Let You Know
Oh, I can't
Podcast.
even see that.
So
I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah,
it
let
it's the
say.
you
Let
know
You Know
now.
logo.
Yeah, let you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called.
Let you know
Yeah, let
logo.
you. Yeah, let you know logo. Yeah, that's the.
Okay.
Yeah, we go on Wednesdays, so I know. I mean, they be looking for people too. Man, we gotta stick together. God damn it, we be
We
Yeah,
do.
putting
I
whatever
could
these
y'all
shows
do,
up.
man, just send me the links. You know I'm down, man.
Hell yeah.
stream it. That streaming be a lot. But anyway, my name is Lavita Jones. I'm a confidence coach. I help you go from basic to baddie in business and in life so that you can build unshakable confidence and strut unapologetically across the runway of life. Just want to let everybody know you are him and you are her.
Amazing,
shit.
man. You already know it's your boy Mac Mall. Tune in. Make sure y'all sub, like. Appreciate everybody on the panel. You know, it's always a treat when real players meet. Make sure y'all sub, man, because it don't cost you nothing to push your button. Till next time. Peace.
All right, my guys.
Yeah.